My name is Michael de Giorgio and I'm the Greenhouse Chief Executive and Founder. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to Greenhouse, to tell you about what we are trying to achieve and how we go about it.
The Greenhouse model is a unique and different model to the traditional sessional coaching that's done by a lot of organisations and schools. We are great believers that the high intensity, high level of engagement with young people enables us to have the most impact on their life. That we try to make sure that that coach is part of the team at the school, so quite often is attached very closely to the PE department, but is a Greenhouse coach. So they're a role model, they're a mentor, they're a specialist coach, and they're not seen as a traditional teacher. So the relationship with the young people is very informal, but still has the boundaries to enable them to impact on that young person's life by making sure that they teach them a whole range of capabilities that are underpinned by the capability framework that we have, such as discipline, teamwork, resilience, physical attributes, skills, and so on and so forth. One of the things I think that is great about our model is that we don't try to work with hundreds and hundreds of kids in a school. We try to make sure that we have a healthy number of young people, but that more importantly, that the people that are on the programme are able to access the programme as regularly as possible, every week, every month, every year. High intensity, high levels of engagement, where we can have young people that can access some of our programmes for 10, 15 hours a week once they start playing regular competitions. The coach's role is to build a programme that caters for the needs of all young people in the school, but specifically to try to target those that we believe that need the programme the most. So that may in some schools be girls who are not participating regularly in sport. It may be those that are less engaged in the education system. It may be those that are on free school meals and don't have access to these types of opportunities. And what we try to do is make sure that that young person is developed as a whole, so that all the things that they learn through the mentoring and the coaching and the engagement that we offer to them can be taken to other parts of their life, so that they can engage more in their education, so that they can engage more in their local community, and that they can improve their health and well-being both emotionally and physically. So what we do is we place a full-time specialist, or in special needs it's multi-sport coach, into a school. That person's based in that school all year round and runs programmes throughout the week that are curricular and non-curricular, works during the holidays, and also as the programme evolves over time, starts to work at weekends and evenings for competitions and tournaments and so on.
Well, to be a Greenhouse coach, you need a number of different skills. It's not about just being on time and being presentable. You know, you need to be a role model to the kids. You need to be able to listen and, you know, take on board their concerns.
To be a Greenhouse head coach, it means that you've got a lot more responsibility to build and structure a programme than you would have maybe in a private setting.
The thing I like the most about being a Greenhouse coach is it's a very different role within a school environment. You get seen completely different from the school staff, and you get a chance to bring my passion to sport across to the young people that I work with.
It allows me to combine two things, football and working with young people. I genuinely love football and I genuinely love working with young people. It's empowering, it gives me the opportunity to sort of help young people that are maybe not on the right path, or constantly have negative role models around them. So Greenhouse allows me to do that.
It is to enhance and with something a little bit special away from it, and we can give them that little bit more time, a little bit more mentoring, away from the nuts and bolts and the daily routine of a PE teacher. We are totally different and work within the department to build the numbers and to build it, but we are a unique programme.
Obviously, the more people that are involved in a child's life that you can engage with, the better it can, because your knowledge of the person is more holistic. So you're bringing in different ideas, different pieces of information. Did that young person sleep well last night? Oh, they went away and they did this or that, and how can we bring their personal interest into my sessions? It's just really, really important that we get as much information, so building those good relationships make that easier.
The participants that you're going to be working with for a lot of hours a week, I think the key for me has been building a relationship with their parents or siblings. So whoever it is that's going to be maybe meeting them after school, or they're going to be coming home to, or you have to have a really good understanding of what their parents' expectation is on them. When they finish school, are they relied upon to pick up a younger sibling? Could you invite that sibling to come along to the community session? Even if they're a bit young, they can sit there and I'll get out, you know, paper and colouring pencils just so I can have one of my kids attend a session that maybe wouldn't have been open to that person.
At the football club, I get to engage a lot with the families at football where I work. When I leave my house, I see the families out on the road, going to shops. When I go shopping, they're, hi Barbara. Like, I can't get away from it, but I love it.
Being a multi-sports head coach in a special needs school it's just been a journey. It's really, really helped improve me as a coach in what I do, adapting my practice, reflecting on my practice all the time, managing people, as in TAs, I'm managing teachers as well. My session is my session. It's very different from the things that the school do in themselves. And I'm just constantly growing, to be honest.
With the wider coaches as well, it's good to actually, rather than stick to talking to just tennis coaches or just basketball coaches, it's good to go out and speak to other coaches and get some ideas about what they do, because you can always learn something from your other coaches. It doesn't matter if they're in the same sport or not, you can always learn something from a table tennis coach that you wouldn't necessarily think applies to tennis, but does. It's important to not just keep yourself in that bubble, really try, use any opportunity you get, softball, dodgeball, to go out and meet some of the other coaches and meet some of the office staff as well, because there's loads of ideas out there.
So on a typical day in a greenhouse table tennis programme, I would arrive at about 7:15, set up the hall for the kids to come and start practicing about 7:30. We offer a breakfast club, and then throughout the day peripatetic sessions working on a one-to-one basis or in small groups. We would have an open club at lunchtime where everyone can come and have a try, and then after school a targeted group session. As a head coach, you really need to consider the whole year programme rather than just a day-to-day basis. It's important to remember that you're going to have kids at different levels in their journey. So you need to find appropriate practice and also tournaments for your more elite members of the squad, but also have that fun participation element to be able to find new players who are keen and committed and work at different levels with a bit of variety. It's also important to remember that table tennis isn't the most important thing. It's really the way in which we try and give these participants the tools to succeed in their life, be it through communication or teamwork, or learning persistence and resilience.
I've got the opportunity to engage some of the more troubled students through sport, through providing them something that they enjoy. There's a boy on my programme that has issues with behaviour in other lessons and was struggling in PE, but through linking with Greenhouse, his PE attendance is good, his attitude in PE is good, he's always got his kit, so he comes along to my session for an hour and then goes into his PE lessons, and his attainment levels in PE have really shot up just through working through Greenhouse and having that sort of freedom to do that. And that's the sort of thing you need to do, engage the kids. You're not a teacher, so you don't have to be constantly on their case the way a teacher does. You're somebody else in the school that maybe they can turn to if they've got a problem, if they need any sort of help with anything. You're another voice for them you're another ear for them to listen to, talk to, really.
As a former participant and now a head table tennis coach, I can really understand on their level what they want and their expectations.
It's really important to build your relationships with the key staff members of the school, because they're the ones who can propose students for you and refer students who may really benefit from that programme, and really through playing table tennis could grow in self-esteem, or it could help their punctuality and attainment, and they can learn those transferable skills and bring it into their school life.
You're part of a school, so the communication with Greenhouse, replying to emails on time, within the 24-hour brackets, you see something, reply, answering the phone as soon as you get an opportunity, showing that you do respond, being on top of that, but also then doing exactly the same with school, building up a relationship with the teachers, the assistant head team, the head teacher, working directly with them and taking the time to go and be a professional to them, go and meet, go and greet, go and be a part of the school, go and be a part of it, so that they see how serious you take the job, they see how important and the impact that we can have throughout.
Your role as a head coach is not just about practical coaching. You also need to be a manager of your program. So you'll have to make sure that the registers are all up to date. If you have to submit a timetable by a certain deadline, you always have to be on top of that. So it's important to set time aside for those administrative responsibilities. The VIEW system is our way as coaches to share what we're doing and tell the world about what we do on our program. So if we're doing all of these sessions with however many kids, we need to report back on that. If we've got events or tournaments, we can share with the Greenhouse office team or with anybody who wishes to view it exactly what we've been doing. And that really helps the funders to see exactly what's going on, and without that, we couldn't do our job.
Spending time with my coaches, having maybe on the side of the court, just having a chat, seeing how they coach, observing them, a little bit of quality assurance there. Or it might be sitting down on the computer, helping them with their views or their cascade, the systems, they may have some issues there. Or it may be in a more formal setting, doing a mid-year review or an appraisal. But a lot of it is informal, and we just talk about what's happening at their programme mainly and any issues, and we try and come up with solutions.
You've got to have a really strong relationship with your programme manager. You should be talking to them at least once a day, or maybe once every couple of days, just to update them on what's going on. They're probably the most important relationship you have in Greenhouse, because they are your direct link to the office.
It's fun.
It's challenging.
It's rewarding.
And it's inspirational.
Welcome to Greenhouse.
Welcome to Greenhouse.
Welcome to Greenhouse.
Welcome to Greenhouse.
Welcome to Greenhouse.